Have you seen these Dollar Tree tote bags and wondered what planner item you can make out of them? If so, stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to Creatively Gracious. My name is Cecilia, and today I'm going to show you what you can create using these Dollar Tree tote bags. But before we get started, if you're new here, thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoy your time here and would hit that subscribe button. And if you're returning, thanks so much for coming back. I really do appreciate all of you stopping by the channel today. So guys, I have seen these tote bags time and time again, and I happened across this really cute Valentine's one, and I decided to try my hand at making something with this. And what we're going to be making is a planner cover using this tote bag. So this is what you will need for this project. You're going to need a tote bag. You can pick any one of the Dollar Tree tote bags, or if you find a tote bag somewhere else, you can try that as well. You're going to need your paper trimmer or a pair of scissors. You're going to need some cardstock. I have these two pieces of cardstock, and you want the cardstock to match the tote bag that you'll be using. And you're going to need some adhesive. Let me find mine. I have this adhesive here, but I have some other that's a little bit better, so I'm going to pull that one. And you're going to need your Happy Planner cover so that you can measure the size that you need. Now, I was thinking of making a classic size cover, but as you can see, this image is very big. So a big size cover would actually be really perfect for this. Let me just grab a big cover so that you can see. So I took my cover off of my washi tape and die cut sticker planner cover that I have. So as you can see, this one would be a lot better because it would actually fit more of the image if you wanted to do a big size cover. But I think I want to try my hand at the classic cover because that's what I use. And as you can see, it is going to cut off some of this image, but I think it's going to be fine. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Let me grab the scissors because you are going to need scissors to cut around it. And I'll show you here how to do that. So you just want to cut the tags off. And then I'm going to also cut right here. So we're just going to cut this. I'll go ahead and fast forward so you don't have to see me do this, but I'm just going to cut all the way to the bottom here. And I'm trying not to cut the other side because you can possibly use this for something too, and I'll share that with you here shortly. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this side over here as well. Okay, so now we have that cut out. And you're going to have to do this for both the back and the front. So let me go ahead and cut this piece right here and try to come as close to the edge as you can without cutting the letters. Those letters, because I'm going to use a classic size, I don't think I'm going to have these letters in it. So, but I was still very careful because I wanted to be careful with that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this side as well, and I'll fast forward this. And if you tug on this while you're cutting, sometimes it'll just cut that straight line like that. So, okay, so we're going to save this piece because we could possibly use that. So let's save that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut these pieces off up top because that's where the handle sits. As you can see, I probably could have went a little bit lower. So let me do it from this side. I don't think I'll cut that image because it's pretty close. It's pretty far away. So just cut these off. Okay, so now we have that one. We're going to do the same for the other side. Okay, so now we have that done. I don't know if we'll use these. I'm going to put them to the side. I'm thinking about something to use them for, but I haven't decided for sure. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our cover. So whether you're using a big cover or a classic size cover, what you want to do is you want to measure from the page. You don't want to measure the laminate because you're going to laminate it. So measure it from the edge of the page. And this one is 7.5. So this one is 7.5, and I think it's by 9.5, if I'm not mistaken. 7.5 by 9.5. It's a little bit under 9.5, but I think it'll be fine if we cut it at 9.5. So now what we're going to do, we probably need to make sure that we have this pretty straight, because we're going to go 7.5. So there's 7.5 there. So I need to decide how much of what I want on here. So I'm going to have to probably cut it right about there. And you want to make sure you have it pretty straight. If I brought it over here, it's going to cut one of these off. So it may cut that off anyway. So I'm trying to get it centered is another thing. So you want to make sure you get it centered. You want it to be straight. I don't know if that was straight. That might be a little crooked. No, it looks pretty good. It's because this edge is not straight, so you have to make sure that the other side is straight. So let's see, if I cut it here, that's going to be way too close. So I think I'm going to move it over a little bit because I think I want a little bit of this. I want a little bit of the flour and the cookie, so I think I'm going to move it a little bit over. This is a little tougher because the other lines are not straight, so you have to kind of gauge it to make it straight, if that makes sense. So here's the 7.5. Now I do wish I would have left a little bit more room on the other side. Okay, so there is that. Now we're going to cut it down to 9.5. So we're going to see what part of this. So if we want this, which I think I do, I want this to read Cupids. So we're just going to cut it here, 9.5. And then I'm going to go here and we'll go to 9.5. And I may cut that a little bit crooked. Ooh, no, I got to cut. You see what I did there? I do want this Cupid in there. So make sure that whatever part of the image you want, make sure that it's in there because otherwise it will cut off. So now I have to come back and cut a little piece here. So that's the size. Now let's take it and compare it to our Happy Planner. It might be a little bit thicker. I might have to cut a little piece off. Probably on this side, because I think this side is a little big. So now we're going to go to 7.5. Okay, that's not too bad. So see, that's going to be the front cover or the back cover because they're going to be the same. Now this one, as you can see, I think no, it's probably centered. It's just that I'm not seeing this. So if I were just looking at this cup, it doesn't look like it's centered, but because we have the handle, it actually is centered. So now we're going to do the exact same thing for the other side. So I will fast forward this now that we've done that. Oh no. Oh, I might have messed this up. Did you see what I did there? Okay, so now we have both of them. Let's see how they look. Let's see how they're compared to each other. One of them looks like it's a little bit bigger, but it's not too bad. Maybe it's this one is a little bit bigger. Let me see. 7.5. Yeah, it has a little bit. Okay. So now that we have that done, we just want to see which one you like better, because maybe you cut one differently. So this one is really cute. Now let's see what this one looks like. I think this one looks better to me because it looks more centered. So I'm going to use this one in the front. I don't know what I did differently. Maybe it was because I accidentally cut this one. I accidentally cut this one before I should have. So I think that's why it came off centered. So I'm going to put that one in the back. You want to put the one that you think came out best in the front, and then the other one can go in the back. So now we're just going to move that out of the way. And I have all these scraps here. So now, oh no, we still need this. Let's bring this back, because now what we have to do is we have to cut our cardstock. So this is the cardstock that I chose. So now we need to cut this to 7.5 by 9.5. And you want to decide what direction you want the lines to go. So that's 7.5 by 9.5. So those will be our inside covers. Now I can move this out of the way. So I got some more adhesive so that I could adhere these together. So what we're going to do is just adhere these two together. And we may have some pieces where it's a little bit off, but we can always, like this, I kind of thought that this was cut a little off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue it, and then I will come back and fix it and cut it. So let's go ahead and glue this together. And with these little tape runners that I have to do little pieces at a time. Otherwise the tape comes out. That is the only bad thing about them. I picked these up at Temu. You see how that did that there? So I had to do little pieces at a time. I mean, they work great, but you just can't roll it for a long period of time. Okay, so now we're just going to reposition this and try to get it as even as possible. And sometimes you just have to get it a little straight, and then you cut around, and then you can cut around the edges. So I think that's probably what's going to happen with this piece here. Let me try it. Let me try it on this one and see if it works better. I mean, I cut these the same, but sometimes it just happens that way. Yeah, see that one? That one looks like it worked a little better on that. So we'll do the other one just like that. And hopefully that one will line up a little better. Okay, so this one. I think I'm going to have to line it up to this edge, because I think this is probably the straightest edge. And then I'll cut around the rest. That's what it's looking like. Okay. There we have that. And now I'm just going to trim around this as best as I could, because the size was just a little bit off. And sometimes that happens. And it's an easy fix, so you don't have to stress too much about it because you can fix it really easy. If you want to, you can try to get a little closer here, but it's just your preference. Okay, look, that looks really cute already. Now let's do this one. This one doesn't need too much, as you can see here. It's actually pretty good. But let me just take a little sliver off here. And this is going to be the back because, again, I didn't center it right. So, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. And the good thing is you can always put it to the back where it's not seen as much. Okay, so now we have that. That is going to be our cover. So this is going to be the front, and then this is going to be the back. So this is what it's going to look like. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our, where is it? Oh, here it is. We're going to take our corner punch, and this is the one I have. I'm just going to corner it out. And we'll do the same thing for the other one. Whoops. And now all we have to do is laminate this. So I'm going to go ahead and get the laminator out and we'll laminate this. Okay, so I turned the laminator on, and while we're waiting for that, I wanted to show you how you can use these scraps to make a dashboard. So let's just go ahead and take the dashboard, and we could easily lay it on top of here. And if you wanted to, because of this seam right here, it may make it a little difficult. So, but I think it'll still work. It might be a little short. Well, that side's not going to work because, yeah, see, I can do that here. So what I'm going to do is cut this right in the middle, and then we'll cut a dashboard out of here. And how cute is that going to be to have a matching dashboard with your planner cover? And you can actually make two of them out of one bag. So let's go ahead and take this. Again, it might be a tad bit short, but I don't think it'll be that short. Let me grab a pencil. Oh no, not a pen. I'm going to use this yellow pen, this gold pen that I have from the Happy Planner here. And I'm just going to mark it. And hopefully you're seeing that. Yeah, you're seeing that. I was hoping. And now we're just going to cut it. So I could cut with the paper trimmer, but I'm just going to cut it around the line so you can see how easily you can do that even with some scissors. Okay, there's your tab. Now I might have cut this a little crooked. And then all you have to do, because there is a little ragged edge on there, so all you have to do now is just put that in here and just cut the edge off. And we're just going to cut that little edge. Make sure you get it straight, because over here it looks like it's a little bit off. And I'm going to cut that little edge off. And if I wanted to, I could cut this side too, just to make it really even. Because remember, I cut that by hand. And we'll just set it there and just take a sliver off of it. And now you have this little dashboard. Look at how cute that's going to be. And if you wanted to, you could put a piece of cardstock in the back. You can just easily cut this out and put it in the back if you wanted to do that. The color is a little bit different because this has red on it. That's why it looks good with that in the back. This one doesn't have red on it, so that's why I think I need a different color. if you wanted to, just cut another piece of this. Let's do that and we'll glue it together. I didn't think about that, but we can just cut this piece and we can glue it together. Then you have a really cute dashboard. So I'm just going to cut this here, and you see it might be a little off because I might have to move it up a little bit because of that little piece that's cut. Yeah, it'll be fine. So we're going to go ahead and cut this piece off. And then I'm just going to trim this up, just like I did on the other one, just to give it a clean cut. Whoops. And by then our laminator should be ready. I think it's already ready, but I just wanted to show you guys how you could do this. So we're just going to give it a clean cut here. And then we'll do the same for this side. And hopefully it's the same size because, oh, I think I need to fix this size over here. I'm going to cut it there for now just to get that piece off so that I can see where I'm cutting. Whoops. I may need these scissors for that piece. And let's see how this compares to this one. It might, oh, it's actually not bad at all. Look at that. So let's just go ahead and cut this. So I'm going to go ahead and round this out and cut it just like I did that one. And then if I need to, I could trim it up a little more because that one looks a little bigger. I'll have to trim it on this side. So this one is a little bit bigger. Let me go ahead and just trim a sliver off of it. And again, I'm just showing you how you can use this bag to create a couple of different planner items. And it's a great crafty project. It does need a tad bit fixing, but let's go ahead and glue it together and then we can fix it after that. And the laminator is ready, so let's go ahead and get this done. Oh, do you see what I mean by this? If I push too much, or if I roll it too much, it comes off for some reason. But these are from Temu. They were very cheap, but they do work. You just have to be careful with them. Okay, so now we're going to try to get this as straight as possible. On here. And I probably could have put them together before I cut it, and it would have given me a little better, it would have given me a better outcome probably, because they would have been exactly the same. But I think it's going to work. See, we just need to trim it. So right here, we'll trim it up. And then right here, we'll trim it, and then we'll glue it again. Oh, I might have to trim it on that side, just barely. Let me go ahead and glue this piece here so it won't, it'll stick. There we go. And we're just going to trim this piece. Again, if I would have cut them at the same time, it would have been a more perfect fit. But you can see there's a little imperfection here. That doesn't look bad. Look, that's going to be our dashboard. There is a little imperfection right here, but it's not a big deal. So let me grab the laminator and put that up here and get the sheets, and then we're going to laminate these. I had to make sure I was recording because I couldn't remember if I hit the button. So the laminator I'm using now is a Walmart laminator, and the reason for it is because my other laminator started to put lines in my covers. I don't know why. I think it might have gotten dirty. So now I have this cheap laminator from Walmart, but it actually does the job, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm actually thinking of investing in a 10 milliliter laminator now. And before you put it through, you want to make sure that you do not have anything in there with it, because that has happened to me before. So let's go ahead and put it through. It's ready. And I forgot to mention, these are 5 milliliter pockets, but sometimes I run it through twice. The only problem with running it through twice, and what I mean twice, is I'll put another 5 mil sheet on it and I'll run it through again. The only problem with that is, though, it does kind of give this a foggy look. Not to the point where you couldn't use it, but it does give it a little bit more of a foggy look. It's not as clear as this. Look at how cute that came out, guys. And again, it's probably not perfect with my lines, but I think it's really cute. So now we're going to put the other one in. And again, you want to make sure there's nothing in there with it, because the last thing you want to do is have something in there with your cover and it laminate with it. Believe me, that's happened to me before. So do you remember the bottom part of the bag? This is the bottom part. I was thinking of making a dashboard out of there as well. And you could, but the only thing is you don't want this edge here. So you would either have to cut that off, and it would be a little bit of a smaller dashboard. Do you see how small that would be? So I'm not going to do that today, but that is an option if you wanted a thinner dashboard. So for the dashboard that I made, I'm going to put that in a 3 milliliter pocket so that it's not as thick. So let me go ahead and do that. Oh, I need to turn this down to 3 though. I almost forgot. So let's let that cool down to 3 mil, and then we'll put that in. I would have messed up another laminator if I would have done that. So that has to cool down a little bit to get to the 3 milliliter amount of heat that it needs. So while it's doing that, do you remember the handle that came on that tote bag? Well, what you can do with this is, let me just cut a little edge here. I'm just going to cut a piece like that. But if you wanted to, you could easily make a pin loop with your planner, for your planner, by just, and I'll show you this again when I cut the edges, but you could easily make a pin loop depending on the type of pin that you use. You could easily adhere this together and make a pin loop. Let me see, where's my pin here? And let me just show you. You could adhere it, and then what you could do is adhere it inside the cover. So I'll probably do that just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But look, you could easily use that strap for a pin loop. So I will try to do that if I remember after we cut this down. And I guess we could cut this down while that's waiting. Let me push this out of the way, and we'll go ahead and cut this down, because it does need to be cut down. I think it'll fit. I think we can fit everything in here. So let's go ahead and cut this down. I didn't bring my glasses. I'm going to go for right there. I don't have my glasses in here, so I need to try to do my best here. I think that might work. Yeah, I can come back and fine tune it. I'm just trying to try it without my glasses here. And I think that would work. And I'll probably have to come back and cut a piece here, but it is very close. So I'll do that when I have my glasses. But as you can see, let's look at this cover. It is pretty similar. It might be a tad bit bigger. No, I think it's actually the same size, but we still have to punch it. So let me cut the other one. since I'm cutting this now, I might as well finish it because it is ready now. Okay, so now we have both of those. Again, I might have to clean them up just a tad bit, but they look good. I like the way they look. Now this is ready, so let's go ahead and put our dashboard in there so that you can see how this comes out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn this to cold and let it cool down, and then I'll unplug it. But look, there is our dashboard. Now all we have to do is cut it. So let's go ahead and give this a cut. I may have to trim it up a little more, only because like I said, I do not have my glasses and I don't want to cut into that air pocket. Yeah, that's way big. Yeah, I can get a little closer. That is very big. I'm going to try it there. It looks like it worked. And there's your dashboard. Now we just got to cut this little piece right here. I may have to cut a tad bit. Yeah, let's just use the scissors to cut this. We'll go straight there. And this side is still big. Okay, not bad. There's the dashboard. I did not round the corners. You can always round the corners if you wanted to, but I did not do that for this one. So let me move this out of the way. And the last thing that we have to do, and I just need to make sure that they are, yeah, they're pretty good. We need to corner the edges. And again, this is a 5 milliliter. If you wanted to do 10 milliliter, I would say do that at your own risk, and you can put it in another pouch and run it through again. I have done that and it has worked for me. But this one, I decided I'm just going to leave it as is, because sometimes when I run them through again, the color does get a little like a little foggy for some reason. So let's see, which one was the front and which one was the back? I think this one was the front, because this one, so there, oh, what do we have here? So yeah, look how cute that is. And again, it's not as thick, but it would be perfect for a planner cover. Let me get my crocodile punch, because I do not use the Happy Planner punch to punch these, because I have had a bad experience with the Happy Planner punch, punching these type of things, because it doesn't punch through the laminate that well. What I do is I line the Happy Planner cover up with it, and then I go ahead and give it one punch here, and then I'll just remove this, and then I'll go ahead and punch 9 punches. And then when you want to punch the back, let me make sure I did that right. Whew. I was just thinking, like, did I punch that right? When you want to punch the back, you want to use the front cover, not the Happy Planner one, the one you just made. You want to use that one so that it lines up exactly to the back side that you're going to be using. And if you don't have this punch, I highly recommend this punch, because it is a great punch to go through like different types of laminate and different types of things that you might want to create. It does really go through a lot. So there we have it. Look at how cute that is. So you have a cover and a dashboard. Oh, we have to punch the dashboard. Let me go ahead and do that. And we'll punch it based on this. I almost forgot about the dashboard. Let's punch it. Whoops. Oh, I hope I got that right. I think it moved. Okay, so now I'm just going to punch. Oh, and because this material is a little bit different, did you see that? It punched. I have to really get that punch to go through there because of that plastic material that's in there. This one is punching through that material from the bag. So you want to really give it a good punch. And I'll come back and clean it up. My punch is a little bit dull. I did use some foil. I did punch through some foil to kind of sharpen it up. But if you have any other tips on how to sharpen it, please let me know. That's how I've been sharpening mine. And as you can see, it probably needs some more sharpening. So that's it, guys. That is, well, this is still going. I was going to move it, but that is how you can make a cover and a dashboard using those tote bags from Dollar Tree, or any tote bag really. You just have to take it apart the same way. But look at how cute that is. Isn't that a cute cover? And honestly, I wasn't sure how it was going to laminate because the tote bag material, but it laminated just like a regular piece of paper. So it actually did well. And being able to make a cover from the tote bags gives you a lot of options now, because you can get some great images on those tote bags and create a cute cover just like this one. And I know I have showed you guys how to make a cover from a paper pad, but I wanted to share this idea too because it does give you a lot of options. There are so many options with this way of making a cover because they come out with all sorts of tote bags for all the holidays, and then also throughout the year you can find different types of designs. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you got some inspiration from it, and I hope that you get to create your own custom cover and dashboard from a tote bag. So thanks so much for watching and for being here. I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to give this video a like, and be sure to drop a comment below because I love to hear from all of you. Stay creative, be gracious, and I will share again with you soon.